Hi everybody, this is Ian Robinson. My job is to invite you to join us on the Young Adult Pilgrimage taking place at the end of 2015. Rick, Emmanuel and John and I have formed a team to make sure that everything works out more or less as it's more or less supposed to, so that you will return with a life-changing experience. You've got a leaflet and there are website and Facebook events. You can look up more details. But 20 young adults with maybe 20 others will be visiting Jordan, Israel and Palestine together, experiencing the biblical sites and stories and deepening our knowledge, and then also meeting some living legends of faith for Palestinian Christians. First, we go to Jordan, flying into the ancient city of Amman on Emirates. You will, before the end of the day, ride like Indiana Jones down through this canyon to the treasury of the ancient city of Petra. It's a long walk in, and it will be worth every second. Then up to Jerash. This is a huge excavation of a Roman city. It dates from just about the time of the Apostles and soon after. If you want to understand how Rome exercised its influence over everything you read about in your New Testament, come to Jerash. Or to leap 2,000 years backwards, I hope you can like these different levels of history. You can wrestle like Jacob did with the angel at the river Jabbok. It's there in the valley, an important valley of the River Jordan. Or we're heading further south, down to the edge of the desert where the River Jordan meets the Dead Sea. It's just a little creek. But here John the Baptist was baptizing. And one day his cousin comes and a voice blasts out of the sky and something happened, and then it was all over. Jesus had gone into the desert. And then from that desert community to this other one at Qumran. This is where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, in those caves there and many others like it. The scrolls themselves we'll visit in the Israel Museum, where they've been studied for 60 years. But further into the desert again, you'll be able to climb Masada, the fortress on the left. King Herod was always building palaces because people hated him. With a heavy hand, he exercised his influence over the taxation system and the daily lives of the people of Jesus' time. If you're old like me, you can pay $20 to go up the cable car. No wonder Jesus took a bit of refuge with his apostles sometimes out on the ocean. Hey, let's go fishing. You can come out on this boat. We can take some quiet moment to look around, to pray, to see all the places that are named in the New Testament. But our boat is not like the boat Jesus was in. They've unearthed one which is like it. I'm not saying Jesus was in this boat, but it's like the ones of the first century Galileans. There are many things which will give you an imagination so that you can really be in touch with the stories of the Bible. One, for instance, is this headwaters of the Jordan River at Banyas or Caesarea Philippi. This is also the headwaters of our faith, where Jesus said, "Who do people say that I am?" And I tell you, you'll really understand this story once you've been there. And then back to Capernaum, Jesus' third town. Not Nazareth, not Bethlehem this time, but Capernaum. The sea used to go up to that wall you can see, reaching left to right, and that was a little port where boats could pull in and be protected from the storms. Back to the coast now, to a port city built by the Romans in just before Jesus' time. And Pontius Pilate was one of the governors there. There's an inscription that you can run your fingers along to connect with his name. And all of the events that followed, all the other things that happened at Caesarea, you'll meet when you get there. And then we make the ascent like pilgrims for millennia. Millions of us have risen the hill to Jerusalem. See the dome that's sacred to Jews and Muslims. And behind it in grey, the domes that are sacred to Christians. We will travel around and over and under this city to feel what it was like. One of the places is this footpath. This footpath saw Jesus' feet go by from the Garden of Gethsemane at the time of his arrest to the cell in the house of Caiaphas, where he was put on trial. Friends, please travel with me at the end of this year. We think we've covered everything, and we're not going to take you anywhere dangerous. Please raise the funds. Help each other to come.